Hello everybody, I'm going to do the final assembly on this 1948 Mobilaire, which I am retrofitting with a modern motor. First thing I had to do was get the motor oriented correctly. First step to doing that was getting, let's see which screwdriver, there it is. I had to remove these tabs. It's just a matter of angling a screwdriver like that and they'll pop off like so. Do the same with that one. It pops off. Put them out of the way, and then this comes out. And what I had to do, this piece here was on this end, and there are 4 tabs that hold that on. It might be hard to see, but there's one there, one there, one there, one there. I just carefully pried those tabs back with the screwdriver so I could remove that center cap. And then I just swapped it so the shaft would be on this side because I need the motor to spin counterclockwise. After I got done with that, I make sure this little spacer, this little wavy spacer, is on this side where the motor shaft comes out the motor housing. And then it's just a matter of putting it back on and then lining it up where it'll snap back into place like so, and then I can put the 4 tabs back in. And with these holes here, it's just a matter of lining up like that, giving it a tap with the hammer, and it'll go right back into place. Now I will rinse and repeat for the 3 remaining ones. That one doesn't want to cooperate. That one's done. 2 more to go. Now my original motor had loud bearings in it, so I ordered another motor, same replacement part, and its bearings are good. So that's why I have 2 of these motors sitting out. And all 4 of the retainer clips are in. And that one's spinning real nice and quiet. Now before I got to that point, I had to ream out all this material where the motor would sit down in there far enough for the shaft to stick through. This is what it looked like before. So I had to take all that material out. Where the bearing and everything used to be. So I hated to do that, but that was about the only way I could get this fan to be functional once again, and that's the main objective. And then what I had to spread these mounting pieces out a little bit so that would slip on there, and I could without having to modify the housing anymore. Get that to fit in there. See how those stick through. And I could just work those in. And next, I have two of these nuts with the nylon insert. Got two washers. And then I can just tighten these down. Not overly tight, but nice and snug. One for a little bit, then the other, until it's nice and snug. And that's still spinning quietly. And I think that should be sufficient. I had extended these wires so I could mount the capacitor externally into this case here, where if it went bad it can be replaced easily. And then what I did on power is I've got this switch. The power's coming in here. This, off the top of my head, I'll have to think about it. One way it goes through this resistor to the fan motor for a low speed. The other way it's just full chooch for high speed. So I was able to retain some of the originality to it at least. And then it's just a matter of putting these two halves back together. And I'm going to insert all the wiring back into this case, put it all back together, and give it a little quick scuff and a respray right quick. I'm in the process of tinning leads now. Just about finished. There we are. What I've got here, black's power in from the main power. This is my neutral, the white. The two greens are my capacitor. So one side of the switch is red, that's for high, yellow is low. So it will be going through the resistor. Let's get those hooked up and we'll be right back. It's a little while later and I've got it all put back together. Now I'm going to give it a good cleanup and respray it black. Later, since the last video on this, I've just about got it reassembled. I'll probably give that a shot of black paint where that blends in. But the motor housing is all repainted. Also need to zap that just a couple of spots here and there. But pretty much it's done. For the fan blade, what I had to do is get a bronze bushing because the diameter of the shaft on this motor is smaller than the diameter of where the blades hook onto the shaft. And I'll put a parts link in the prescription of what I used. I did have to grind this down ever so slightly. So I believe that's 3-inch, no, it's 3/8 inch outer diameter and 5/16 inner diameter. I will confirm and put that in the description. And then I got a Allen head set screw and also had to drill through where the set screw would contact the shaft of the motor. Now the blade set slides right on like it should. And also need to do a little touch up on the hub there. So let's put that on next. I've got this Mobilaire all put back together. We'll do a quick demonstration of it. These bearings are so good that the blades are a little bit out of balance. We'll catch that on camera here. But the fan doesn't vibrate or anything. See, they go back. The heaviest blade goes to the bottom. But that's a minor detail. We'll start out on high. It's got an extremely long spin down time now. I've been bench testing this for 2 or 3 days now, and it is working very well. No complaints. So it should be about ready to send back to the owners once again. And then once it stops, I'm going to turn it back on low, and I'm just going to let it run, and I'm going to have it on till I go to bed. I polished out the blades with Scott's liquid gold, and it sure made them shine. Now we'll start it up on low. This thing moves a ton of air on either speed. But once again, this is the 1948 Mobilaire, back in for repairs, completely repaired and ready to go. Thank you for watching.